Hi, I'm Tim Lass, your around the block realtor. I say I'm your around the block realtor because I've been around the block a time or two on several different transactions. You know, Mark Twain once said, if you don't read the newspaper, you are uninformed. If you do read the newspaper, then you are misinformed. I'm going to try to dispel some of the misinformation about the Phoenix market today, and I hope you're going to enjoy the next little video as I talk about foreclosures, regular sales, what their impact has been historically, and where we're going in the future. Hopefully I can cram this all into just a couple of minutes. So have a look, enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of the presentation. First of all, let's get a handle on foreclosures. Foreclosures are what drove the market down in 2007, 8, and 9, and they've tailed off, and they've been the reason that prices are rising now too. Because once the foreclosures showed up and they were so cheap, nobody wanted to buy a regular home or buy a new home because they were so much more expensive comparatively. So let's see what actually normal foreclosure situations look like. This blue line down here is 2004 foreclosures. You can see that they're running around 5,000 or so, 5,080, 5,700, 5,600, somewhere around there. In 2010, they were running 50,000, 10 times more foreclosures than normal on the market, and they tailed off to 40,000 roughly. In 2011, they dropped from 40,000 on down to about 20,000, and now in 2012, they've dropped from about 18,000 down to 11,000, and now starting in 2013, we're at about 11,000 homes that are under foreclosure. So you can see the foreclosure rate is dropping rapidly. I don't know when it's going to hit these normal periods like we had in 2004, but the fewer foreclosure homes on the market, the higher the values are going to be. Since we just finished talking about foreclosures, let's talk about how many foreclosures are actually on the market right now. So if we have a look at REOs, which are homes that are real estate owned by the bank, you can see that they really had a huge impact. This is the chart for the last calendar year, and you can see we were up here somewhere around maybe 420, 430 at the beginning of last year, and now at this year we're about half of that at about 210 or so. When you move from REOs to normal sales, the normal sales that are active last year began at about 1,500, and now we're up to about maybe 1,700, and these are all for the city of Phoenix, by the way. You can do this by city, but trying to do it for a whole region is kind of tough. Also, there's short sales and pre-foreclosures. They started out last year at almost 600, and now they're down to about 200. So if you want to have a look at how the whole thing stacks up proportionally, total number of homes on the market right now in Phoenix is about 2,400. Of those 2,400, you know, we've got the real properties here that we just talked about, we've got the short sales, and then we have the quote normal sales. So you can see that this is really turned around from this time last year. This time last year, this green area was looking more like the blue area, and the blue was looking more like the green. Now you'll see that Phoenix is the city represented here, but everything's pretty much the same as far as proportions are concerned. Here's Avondale. Let's go out to Litchfield Park. Let's have a look at Scottsdale, and maybe go out to Queen Creek. Okay, you can see the proportions are roughly the same. The scale changes over here, but proportions are roughly the same no matter what's going on. So you can see that probably, how about Sun City? Even though the market's been fueled by foreclosures for the last several years. We're going back to a quote normal type of market where most of the sales are normal sales between individuals. Okay, so all this information is great, but what kind of impact is it really having on prices and how is it going to affect my pocketbook? Well, very simply, as the number of homes on the market goes down, the value of the homes goes up. This is the monthly average sales price chart for Phoenix, Arizona from January 2010 until January 2013. So in 2010, we wound up right here with the values coming down, and ever since 2010, they've roughly gone up every month since then. Um, in 2012, here's January 2012 right here, the average sale price was 126,000. Now in January 2013, the average sale price is 169,000. That's a huge difference between one end of a year and another, a $40,000 jump. This is what it looks like for Scottsdale. Once again, the same spread at the beginning of the year, January 2012, the average sales price was 360,000. Now, despite the fact that the spikes are kind of up and down, it's 423,000. However, at one time, just last month, the average price was 481,000. So you can see how the values are continuing to go up here as well. We'll try a couple other cities here too. This is what it looks like in Maricopa. Beginning of the year last year, we were at 103,000. Now we're at 138,000 average price. This is the city of Peoria. Beginning of last year, average price was 152,000. Now it's 248,000. That seems a little odd even to me. There must have been an exceptional January. So let's look here at the end of November, it's 190,000. So we're once again about a $40,000 jump between the beginning of last year and the beginning of this year. One more final look at a city here. Here's Avondale. Avondale started out last year at 99,000 and it's up to 134,000. So not quite a $40,000 jump, but 35,000 is enough to convince most people that now is probably the time that you want to start buying a property while the market's still on its way up. So now that we've seen what's happened in 2010, 11, and 12, what's going to happen from here on out? Well, values, number one, are going to continue to rise. I'm still selling properties for less than it would take to rebuild them. The number of homes on the market is continuing to decline. There are very few new homes being built. And so what this all does is it creates a shortage of homes for people. And whenever there's a shortage of homes, the values are always going to go up. I think you'll find that the appreciation this year should not be as high as it was last year, but there's no way of telling that in advance. It just depends on how many people decide that they want to own property here. The number of foreclosures is going to continue to decline, and as that goes down, the number of people selling their home is going to go up as the prices go up and they can actually afford to sell them again. And finally, short sales are going to begin to taper off. They almost hit a dead end this last January, just before the president re-signed the act that allows people to not be penalized for the ghost income from a short sale. So that's going to continue through 2013 now. As long as they get their home sold in 2013, people are going to be happy, but I think you're going to find a continuing decline in the number of short sales simply because they're going to decline along with the foreclosures as well, because it's part of the foreclosure process. Well, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me or talk to me or send me an email if you would. All my contact information will be on the next page. I look forward to hearing from you. You take care now, and good luck to you.